And our next guest is coming up. I see he's ready as well, and it is Mustafa Azizi, founder and CEO over at ZUUM. How are you doing today, Mo?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great as well. I saw you had a dog there for a second, but before we cut to you.
Well, you know, like me and you have some history, right, with the props. And we got a new group of heart here. Meet Montana.
Ah, Montana. What breed?
What if we did this for like 8 minutes and post it on YouTube? I think it would go more viral than us trying to solve the biggest thing in the world. I think we could get their attention, right?
I think you probably could.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's have a staring competition with Montana. All right, Montana lead.
All right.
Yeah, it's funny that Montana brought up, and I noticed this was a fleet enterprise, and then I heard some stuff about brokerages and whatnot. First of all, like you know that we were creating our logistics super platform, and the most important part of that is the driver and the fleet, and we're finally completed that thesis on 1.0, and we just released it. And I'm really excited. I want to give some credit to Matan, who's our product manager on that, and it's all about giving credit. Brokers, if they're good at what they do, they will give credit to the fleet, so they're there for them long term.
Mm-hmm. It's all about building those relationships. So you got to give credit to those fleets because they're moving the loads. You're doing the sales, but they're moving the loads. But you guys, as you said, you just released fleet operations, digitizing fleet operations. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yep. So our thesis has always been to bring everybody to one common language, but have our product in a way that if they like something else within that quilt, they can integrate into it. So finally, we came out with the third part of our thesis. We did shipper, we did broker, and now we're coming out with fleets. And it's really cool because I don't think enough people focus on the true wants of a fleet. I heard things like, service is king, but I was a chief operating officer for a fleet of 30 for 3 years in Ontario, and over our docs, we wrote driver is king. Because actually what's more important is respecting that guy that's on the road his whole life. And if you respect him and make him feel really good, then what happens is your service becomes good and your profit becomes good. And the other thing is that all fleets are not created equal, right? Like drivers, they don't want to wait around. They don't want a lot of communication. They just want to do their job, and they want to be paid good money and not have empty miles. But if you look at the fleet owner, he wants something completely different. His number one focus in the world right now is how do I retain my drivers? His second focus is how do I get equipment? His third focus is, hey, how can I get the brokers off my back calling me all day long? The last thing he cares about is a load right now because there's so many. So the more we build a solution to those true wants, which we're trying to do, and I think we've done like 70% of, the more we're going to hit on that why.
And part of that, there's the operational details, right? How to get equipment, fuel pricing. That's another big topic that's been hitting over the last 60 days. But it's gathering that data, but it's also digesting it, right? It's about reporting. It's about dashboards, reporting, being able to access it, being able to figure out what it says.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that according to the FMCSA, the DOT, that most fleets are below 10 trucks. Mm-hmm. So in reality, I think most of their problems are right now around finding drivers and equipment because the market is blown up. I don't think they really care. I mean, fuel's expensive, right? Mm-hmm. But it's a pass charge to the shipper. What we focused on is 5 points on our TMS that we came out with fleets. Number one was to give every fleet in America their own digital price. Now they can digitally aggregate into all the digital load boards. Our friends have startups like Smart Hop, really cool company. We're also talking to Type, another cool company. P44, another cool company. DAT, another cool company. We're trying to work this master thesis to come with the iPod for the fleet and the driver. That's what we're working towards. What ZUUM handles in that is, number one, we enable that carrier with the digital price so they can aggregate into all load boards without a lot of phone calls and emails. Number two, what we do is within that TMS, I think we've aggregated the marketplace better than anyone. So if we had a demo, I could show you why it's different because they're all starting to sound the same. The other thing is we truly believe that we have for the 10 or less or maybe 20 truck carrier, the best thing in the market and the lowest cost point. And we can release that within 4 hours for them, fully branded to them. And we can even build out a website for them for a fraction of the price and enable them with a digital identity, which fleets owners do care about. The last piece is we don't have all the answers. We integrate into Smart Hop P44, and we're building towards this master thesis that I think really is about to shine, my friend, with the logistics super platform. And that's like why our motto is freight life balance. The technology gives you freight life balance, but also the driver gets freight life balance. And that's what it's all about in the end, isn't it?
It is. It's about freight life balance. So you summed it up really well right there. So a lot of what you're doing is just integrating, getting everything into maybe a one-screen solution or one platform solution, something that I've been around for 10 years, and everyone has always talked about that.
Yeah, one platform. So we give them a back office tool on mobile and web, but then we also connect them with the mobile application. You know what's cool is the same mobile application he would use for our brokerage and other brokers that we enable with our digital brokerage in a box would be the same mobile application he would use to manage his fleet. Now that's how we're aggregating.
Okay, so that's how you're aggregating. That's how you're bringing everything together, and it's all about managing your business better. Easier,
yep.
less tasks ahead of you.
Yeah, we were talking, actually, we've really proven out that thesis on the broker side with the digital brokerage in a box. And a large broker CEO told me, if everybody's buying like these off the shelves and put them together, what's my differentiation? That's where ZUUM comes through, because we have massive amounts of partnerships, integration, and customization to build your own secret sauce into that quilt.
It is a secret sauce. I don't know if we have slides. I saw some slides up here before.
I can show
so I don't know. I don't. Can we throw a slide up? Right, there we go. There's a slide right there. Differentiation points for you, Mo.
Yeah. So if you want to sell carrier TMS, screenshot this and give it to your marketing department, because we're actually walking the walk, not talking the talk. So even if someone takes this and ties it around a clunky system out there, are you really walking the walk?
Are you really walking the walk? So throw a few of these differentiation points out here. I would, but yeah. I can't read that far. It's really small on my screen.
I'll read to you. So it was kind of like the ones I hit. Number one, we enable that carrier with the digital price. So if you go to a third-party company and say, build me a pricing algorithm, they might charge a carrier $50,000. How about free day one? Okay. Now you perform like Uber Freight and ZUUM. Number two, do I want to be on DAT, truck stop, all these load boards, all these digital load boards, or do I want it aggregated within my TMS? So because ZUUM shares our marketplace and technology back office with outside stakeholders, we can aggregate the two, which means less OpEx cost points, and it also enables the small trucking company to behave like a big trucking company and be more agile and take more advantage of that. The third point is low cost. I'm telling you, there's a very low cost point. If a huge trucking company comes to us with a lot of customization, the cost will increase, but based on everything out there, money versus value, it is number one. And then the fourth point is that we enable them with the mobile technology that kind of just centralizes all their communication within that platform. If the driver speaks Spanish and he changes language, our app is in Spanish. And then the last point was that we integrate with everybody, and we have a plan to bring all these apps together into one giant collaboration platform, like Smart Hop, Keep Trucking, all these guys. There's something big coming. It's
something
coming.
Big.
It's partnerships.
That's awesome. That's great to hear, Mo. It's all about partnerships, all about alliances. It's all about putting all the pieces together in one thing. Where does anyone out there watching us right now go to see more, maybe get a demo with one of your salespeople?
puppyzoom.com. No, I'm just kidding. So we're on zoomapp.com. You can go on YouTube and Google ZUUM Transportation. You can connect with us on LinkedIn. Just type in ZUUM Transportation. You'll find us, or we'll find you.
Yeah, so awesome. I mean, that is really awesome. So go in, check out the new product that's out now. Take a stroll around it. Do a demo with one of your guys.
Hey, don't forget, Freightwaves rocks, and without you guys, we wouldn't have a voice.
Well, thank you so much, Mo. It's always a pleasure talking to you. It was a pleasure meeting you last week as well.
Until next time.
Yeah, see you next time on here. Have a great day.
All right, bye-bye.